Hello, everybody. I'm Stephen Carlson. It's Friday, and I'm glad to be here with you. This is a Sedona Method support call, and I'm a Sedona Method coach. What a surprise. The usual format, which we will follow, is to start this call with a group release. And the topic this week, the topic of our group release, is letting go of the fear of being ordinary. So let me talk a little bit about what I mean here. Letting go of the fear of being ordinary. We do so many things to try to stand out, to make ourselves special, different. What comes to mind? Well, the obvious ones would be wealth, money, power, fame. Many people want those things to make themselves stand out. But it doesn't have to be that. It can also be experiences. It can be achievements, or even, well, spirituality. I'm more spiritual than the rest of you. I'm more evolved and more conscious. Even that. So I invite you to think about all the different strategies that you have adopted to stand out, to be different. And let's dig into that a little bit deeper. Why is it we do this? Why? Because there's a sense that deep down, we're just not enough. It's not okay to be ordinary, everyday, average. It's not okay just to be one of the masses. So there's that sense that by adding to ourselves, we increase the likelihood that others will respect us, admire us, approve, and also that they will provide resources that will ensure that we don't go hungry. If I'm just an ordinary person, I just get passed over. Now, ultimately, all of this really is just what? It's a substitute for love. So let's explore this in our release. Just take a moment, things settle, and just notice a sense of, I need to be different, special, whatever it is. I need to be recognized for. I am important because of. Or I deserve love because. Just notice all the different answers that come up. There may be more than one. In fact, surely there is. Just notice what feels true to you and feel it in the body as best you can. Notice the reactions going on. Usually it happens from the throat down to the groin. Notice any kinds of tension, discomfort, restriction, any kind of knots. Notice also any thought, mental images, the memories, the beliefs. Allow all this to be here just as best you can. And then, when you're ready, could you welcome it even further? Be okay to feel this way. Notice what it is that you feel you need to do to stand out. Notice also underneath that sense of fear. I can't just be ordinary, can I? And then check and see, does that feel personal? course it does. So just allow it to feel as personal as it might. That be here. And then when you're ready, could you let that go? Is it possible? And would you let that go? Are you willing? When? So, we're releasing on that fear being ordinary. And notice also, key part of this is that comparing myself to other people, comparing myself also to my past, where I was and where I am now. Notice any sense that I need to be different, I need to be special, I need to stand out. And then notice lies below all that the fear of sameness, being ordinary, run-of-the-mill, average, just like everybody else, one of the mass. Just notice any sense of fear that comes up. And since that's usually an uncomfortable feeling, just notice how much you don't want to feel that way. Be honest. Notice that it doesn't feel comfortable. But allow it to be here just as best you can and breathe into it. Notice also what's happening in the body. Tension, discomfort. Open up to that as well, just as best you can. Notice also how personal it feels. This is about you, who you are, your value, your worth. Notice how that feels when you believe that this is true. And now let's take a slightly different approach. Can you find the one who feels that way? Can you find that individual? And again, yes, you may find something, there may be memory. Sure. And also perhaps the sense of physicality. Notice these just thought, images, sound. Isn't that physicality simply sensation? What of this is actually you? Is it possible that you are simply that which is aware of all these sensations and thoughts? And notice how it feels to simply rest in awareness as that which is aware. Okay? So, let's go back again. The topic, of course, is that fear of being ordinary, sameness, average, unremarkable. Now let's just turn this around, because in all of our experience, there's also that sense of the disappearance of the sense of self. What am I talking about? Well, that happens to us at certain times, like, for example, the feeling of being in a big crowd celebrating, and all of a sudden we feel one with the crowd, and there's a joyous sense of oneness. Some of us feel that in church, for example, singing together. Or for some of us, it can just be that time when you forget yourself, that sense of self. You lose yourself in what you're doing, your work, task. Or also be a sense of oneness with others. So what I'm telling you is, what I'm suggesting, is that those times when we feel ourselves lost, when that sense of individuality disappears, peak moment. We talk about ego death. And some of us experiment with chemicals that can produce that, and others with various experiences that can do that. So just for now, could you open to that sense of oneness? Humor has a way of doing this. When we're laughing and we look into the eye of the other, there's an instant connection, there's an innocence, there's an openness. The barriers go down, and there's connection. So breathe in to your heart and just allow yourself to feel that as best you can. You might remember a time when you felt like that. There might be something that you do with others or alone. But just simply resting in your heart, as we're doing. This can be enough as well. And if you're not quite there, then just notice what's here and let that be okay. Whatever sense of separation, whatever sense of hesitation, whatever holdback, would that be allowed? Would that be okay in this moment? Would you open to that? Give it permission. And breathe. And when you're ready, could you let that go? Would you let that go? When? And then, could you open even further to the wholeness, the oneness, the complete? It's right here, right now. Could you allow yourself to be whole? And what if just ordinary, just natural, is the doorway to the sacred? hold that in your heart as best you can and just allow it to be. Allow yourself to be and all to be as it is. Good. Feels like a good place to stop. So nice to see you all. Here we are. Yes, well, this is a support call, and that means you're all welcome to raise your hand, unmute, ask a question, request a little support, or even share again. Wonderful. Hi, Jess. I see your hand.
Oh, hello. Hope you can't see the mesh behind me, my bed. Trying to hide it. Um, I might turn my camera back off in a second, but
You mean
nice to see
a
you
mess
all.
like that? You're talking about that?
Yeah. So it's actually I can't see on my camera what you can see, but it's quite embarrassing. Yeah, anyway, that's not the answer. That's not the problem I'm coming with. I just wanted a bit of support with a bit of conflict with a family member. Sadly, had quite a big and unusual fight with them um, days ago. I mean, I've been releasing on it, but it's just a bit tricky and sticky. Um, yeah.
A fight with a family member. Okay.
Mm, yeah.
Well, we don't need the details. It's not important. It's important what you feel about that. So
Yeah.
just notice what comes up.
Might just turn my camera back off so I can relax about the mess.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thanks.
Well, so allow yourself to remember this conflict and let it come to life again in your body if that's the reaction.
Yeah.
Mhm. And let me just check with you what's here now.
Mix of anger and sadness, I would say.
Right. Well, would you give it all permission? Could you allow sadness and anger?
Yeah.
And what do you think is stronger of the two? Do you feel the anger or the sadness more strongly?
Mm. I think maybe sadness has the edge. It's a tough race. Close call.
It's a big competition.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just notice all of that. And let me just ask you, is there any resistance to feeling that? I mean, who wants to be sad?
Yeah, I guess there is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, would you give that permission as well? Any hesitation, any holdback?
Yeah.
All right. Does it feel personal?
Yeah.
What a surprise, huh? Well, so then could you let that go?
Yeah.
And would you?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. Now it's gone. It's lessened.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, when you think about this person, then what's here? What's that feeling of now?
It's a lot more peaceful actually. Still a little bit of quite sure what it is. a lot more space. A lot more space. Still some constriction. I don't know how to name it.
Oh, we don't
Something.
have to name it. You just don't have to do anything, but can you allow it, give it permission? Are you talking about a physical sensation? Is that right?
Yeah, like a discomfort, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, well, could you focus the attention entirely on what you've called discomfort, however it appears?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, yeah, could you, or would you be willing to just let go of wanting that to mean anything?
Yeah.
It could just be indigestion as well.
Did you have a cheese sandwich? Yeah.
Does it need to be meaningful? No, I mean,
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Good point.
Well, the point really is that assigning meaning to what we feel in the body actually kind of solidifies it. I think you have a sense of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
There is a bit of resistance to that, I have to say. That interesting thing just happened. It was going, and then when you said, "Do we have to prescribe meaning to it?" I
Right.
understood that in my mind, but then it kind of almost made it come back. Like I don't know, something in me was like, "Yes, we do."
Well, then just great. Lean into that as best you can. Let that be true. Feel that. That's the resistance.
Mm, yeah, right.
And then back to the feeling.
Yeah.
And then the resistance again.
Mhm.
And then the original feeling.
Yeah.
And here's a question for you. Of those two, which is the most uncomfortable? The resistance or the original feeling?
I think the resistance, actually.
No surprise whatsoever to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, seeing that is part of letting it go as well. Do you have a sense of that? Once you see it clearly.
Mm,
Actually, I'm feeling an inspiration to try a different thing. Would you like to have an experiment?
sure. Yeah.
Completely different line of work here. When you think about that person in the conflict, hmm,
Mhm.
ask yourself this question. How am I like that?
Uh,
I mean, it's an experiment to see if there's any sense in which you actually might be like that behavior, whatever it was.
oh, for sure.
Oh,
It's my brother. It's my brother and we're very close, so for sure. Sure. Yeah.
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 So could you allow yourself to be like that? That's how it is from time to time. Hmm?
Oh, there's a lot of feelings around that.
Great.
Yeah. Theoretically, yeah. Um,
Okay. And
you know, I can't. I just a lot of a lot of stuff going off there. Yeah.
there's a huge but which is coming, isn't there? Yes, I can.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm right. Yeah.
Well, let's not forget that part. Sure.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously. Yes.
Obviously.
Well, so notice how
Yeah.
strongly it comes up, that desire, that need, that necessity. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, but let's just check. Is that actually you? Or Is that just a thought? Just a feeling?
Uh,
I mean, can you control it?
Okay.
Can you turn it off and on?
Yeah, yeah, to an extent.
To an
It's
extent.
it's died down again now. I've looked at it. I should-
Looking at it, yeah. Uh-huh. Bringing it to
or
awareness, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it sort of flashed up, and then sort of like like a big flame, and then died down like a high setting on a hob stovetop thing, and then
Well, so
I don't know if that
does it have to?
guess not.
So notice that there's a you looking at that. So how could that be you?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
You are simply that which is aware of whatever you want to use to describe or name that. It's just phenomena which rises, thoughts, sensations, feeling.
Mm.
Now, from here, as this awareness, check and see, is there any conflict at all?
Little bit.
Hmm. Just notice that.
Little
Could that
bit.
be allowed?
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And could you let that?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
When?
Now.
And just for now, would you give your brother permission to be exactly like that, however it is that he is? Hmm? Could you?
Yeah.
And would you?
Yeah.
And when?
Yeah. I can do that now.
Yeah. Yeah. And just
Yeah.
notice that sense of connection with the brother.
Yeah. That makes me feel emotional, actually, but not in a bad way. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
we do here.
I do love this person.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it possible that part of loving this person is allowing him to be imperfect as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the lens of love, these flaws, these failures become foibles. That's actually that might be tough for non-English speakers. It becomes, even those things that we consider faults or failures can also become endearing. You have a sense of that?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love is that which embraces the imperfections and sees the perfection.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
Does that feel good for now, Jess?
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for raising your hand.
Thanks,
We'll go
Steve.
ahead and lower that. Okay, then.
Yeah.
Right on then. Well, lovely question. So I'd like to invite anybody else who would care to step forward. Oh, Hema, good to see you.
Hi, Stephen.
Hello. What's on your heart today?
Okay, let me think. So I have this behavior of buying stuff. And I have been away from it for a while. And now like I'm going on a cruise with my friends. So I'm like buying clothes, like too many, too much. I don't even need any more things.
Mm-hmm.
There is guilt. Um and there is a desire, a deep desire to stop this behavior.
Right. Okay, well, shall we play with this?
Mm-hmm.
So notice that sense of judging yourself. Notice how much judgment is there. I shouldn't do this.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
There's a lot of, yeah.
Right. Just allow yourself to feel the weight of that. It presses down, doesn't it?
It does.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And notice also that resistance, right? You wish it were different.
Yes.
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
Yeah.
And that last little hook is it feels personal. This is about you. It's a reflection on your character.
It does very much. It's like I'm such a bad person for like why oh, yeah. Like buying things is bad. And then, I'm just like wasting money. Other people can use this money. It's like all of this.
Endless. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're part of what is ruining the planet.
Exactly. A lot of it is that. I'm contributing to this, like, all these packages coming here and then, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes. But let's just check and see.
Yeah.
Is that really true? Or is this just a story?
when you the first half, when you asked if that's really true, I was like, yeah, it is true, it is very true. And then when you said if that's just a story, then something relaxed, and I'm like, yeah, it feels like it's just a story right now.
Well, the big clue here was how you told it. You said that this is something that you had experienced in the past, no? And then,
Yes.
yeah, but it hasn't actually been happening that much, has it, recently?
No, I have been good. It's like if I stay away from people, I don't do these. And like whenever people come into my life closer, like I'm going away with my friends now, and they're all like, hyping up about what clothes are we wearing and all that.
Sure, yeah. Right. So then, yeah. And my response to you is this. So what? Who cares?
So what to the behavior? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, a part of me is not agreeing with that. A part of me is like, it's wrong. It's so wrong.
That's it right there. That's it right there. So just allow that. It's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yes. And feel that sense of weight and judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah, breathe into it. Allow it to be here. Allow it to unfold even more. If you would you be willing to give it permission to be here just for now?
Yes. Yeah. It's like the pressure on my chest.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually a little bit below the heart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually the whole chest area.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well then, let's focus on that if you could. Just direct your attention into the chest area and that pressure and let that be the focus.
Yeah.
And just for now, would you be willing to let go of wanting that to mean anything? Could you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
would you?
Yes.
And when?
now.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah, and just notice also that you've decided to make this bad, right? This is a bad feeling, not a good one, a bad one, right?
Yes.
What if that's just arbitrary? Could you flip the, could you actually just embrace it? Could you
I
open yourself to this feeling in the chest and welcome it even further as something that you like?
it's like half and half now. It got lighter, and it's like I still feel it. It's bad, but I'm open to welcoming. It's good.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's go back and forth. Just feel the welcoming, the openness, and then feel the resistance, the no.
Yeah.
Right. And then the welcoming, the openness,
Yeah.
and then the no. And one
Yeah.
more time, the welcoming and open.
Yes.
And then the resistance, the whole.
Yes.
Now, just for fun, could you welcome them both at the same time? Hmm? The resistance and the openness all together. Could you?
Yes.
And then, can you find the boundary where the openness ends and the resistance begins?
In this moment in my imagination, there is a clear boundary.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. In your imagination.
I'm seeing it like um half is like wrong and half is like, well, I can be open to it being good. And then there is a line in between those two.
Interesting. Okay. Well, so all of this is being felt right now in the body. Would you agree that this is all trying to help in some way? That the
Yeah.
intention is towards your best benefit, your greater good?
Yes.
Then, okay, could you just unmask, tear away the mask and allow it to be what it really is? Is that possible? Is it possible that's just love?
Can you say more? What do you mean, Mark? What is the
Sure. So what I'm saying to you is that the feelings that are being felt in the body, you've agreed, are all
Mhm.
pointing or leading you towards something of benefit. That's the intention anyway, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right. Well, in that case, is it possible that that's an expression of love? Hmm?
Oh, I see. I see. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it might not look as, excuse me, it might not look like love at first glance, right?
Right. Right.
That's the sense of the mask. That's what I was talking about. But if you're open to the possibility, it's really just love.
It is. It is. Yeah, it's trying to help me.
Hmm.
Yes.
Well, so then could you just allow it to unfold as what it truly is, as love? Allow all of this to simply melt into love.
Yes. I can.
And just breathe it and notice how it feels, how the body reacts to that energy of love.
Right now, it feels like I don't feel the heaviness or the pressure anymore.
Hmm. Nice.
Yeah. Mhm. And I'm trying to find it, like what happened to it, where is it, and I'm not able, like it's just not there right now.
Now that's interesting what you said. So, yes, the mind is always watching, always on the alert. Oh, is it going to happen again? Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the mind might even try to help. Well, it'll happen if you do this, right? But again, isn't that the mind also stepping up to try to help in some way?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. This is big. Yeah.
Well,
Huh.
so exactly. So isn't the mind also, in that sense, expression of love?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So just notice how the body reacts to that energy of love.
It's much lighter and it's opening to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I feel it may be useful to say a word or two about bad habits, addictions, right? Because again, you could call this a shopping addiction, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
And then what are we doing? We're pathologizing. We're making it into a problem. Oh, well, now I've discovered that I have this thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just part of the story.
Mhm.
Yeah. But then what happens is, okay, what I'm doing is a bad thing and I have to stop it, right?
Yeah.
And that sets up the conflict, the battle.
Right.
Yeah. So what I'm going to propose to you is that, yes, well, maybe there was a habit, maybe, this was a pattern in past, and maybe it can be reproduced, maybe. But on the other hand, you said you're going on a cruise. Is that
Yeah.
correct? And you're going with a group of friends,
Yes.
and everybody else is, buying their nice clothes to show up.
Yeah.
Can you let yourself off the hook? Why don't you deserve the same? What the hell? Why not? Really?
Yeah.
Do you really need to make it into something bad? Why don't you just enjoy your clothes and just be with that?
I know, and I have been judging them too. It's
Oh, of
like
course.
they yeah, they are pushing me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but there is actually a kind of truth here as well, which is that why do we do these things? It's exactly the topic of the release that I started with. Is we dress ourselves up in order to stand out, in order to be different, in order to make ourselves attractive, special, right? In order to earn attention, approval, and love.
Okay.
That can be one reason, but if you want to, you can very easily turn it into a problem, of course.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you do have a body. We do live in a society which requires you to dress. Yes. It's not going to be a
Yeah.
nude cruise. So what's wrong with choosing clothes that are attractive, that you enjoy, which others appreciate as well? Why not?
Um. Yeah.
I heard a
Yeah.
hold back.
Just that. Yeah. Just that clutter, the clutter, and all the boxes, and I'm looking at it as like I am, like you said, like I'm ruining the planet. Like why? Why is so much stuff?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess you're going on cruises every single week of the year. Is that correct?
No, not at all.
Okay. So this is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But notice also, even the accusation, I am ruining the planet. Do you notice how that also makes you stand out as special? You're the villain. Oh,
Yes, I noticed that too.
right. It's an aspect of the same thing. I didn't mention this on the group release. Being different, standing out, being special, it can mean that we're really, really good, but it can also mean that we're really, really bad. Doesn't matter. So Hema is ruining the planet. Can you allow that to feel as true as it might seem to be?
Yes.
And just notice also, it's just a story.
Yes.
There you go. Can you allow it to feel as true as it really seems to feel, as heavy, as horrible, as serious?
As soon as I know it's just a story, it's just like I can't find it anymore.
Oh, good. Well, let's not recreate it. There's no point. Just bye-bye.
Yeah. 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 I can't find it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, excellent. In that case, can I wish you a terrific cruise? Enjoy yourself, enjoy your friends, and enjoy dressing up. Hmm?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Bon voyage. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Right. I'll lower your
Bye.
Okay. Michael. Hello. I saw your hand next. What's up, Michael?
Good morning, Steve. How you doing?
Not bad. Good afternoon, I suppose, to you, yeah?
Yes. I hear about chicken, please.
You'd like a chicken? No, I'm joking, of course. You're Michael. You'd like a check-in.
Or
What's here now, Michael?
Um,
What's here now?
some tension.
Hmm. Well, okay. Could you focus on whatever you've chosen to call tension? Any tension in the body?
Yeah.
And could you give it permission to be like that for a moment? That's how it seems to be.
Yeah.
Could you also resist it as much as you do? Give permission to that no. Hmm?
Yeah.
And when you're ready, could you open to it again? Just allow the body to have whatever reactions it's having. And then just check in and see if there's also still a no. Any resistance, could you open to that?
Um,
Okay, I think I heard a bit more resistance as well. There's a resistance to
yes.
resistance.
We're just a resistance. You know.
What a surprise to hear. Okay, then. So just best you can, could you open to all that the body is experiencing, as well as any kind of no, any kind of resistance. And when you're ready, could you let that go?
I'm not sure I can actually. I feel like I'd suddenly welcome it. I'm not sure I can let it go. I don't feel
Perfect.
able to.
Well, in that case, could you give us a solid no? That's okay too.
a no then, I guess.
And would you let yes or no equally okay? Remember.
Yes, I would.
And when?
Right now.
Yeah, okay. Let's just check in again. What's here now?
Um,
That answer, Mike.
half and half. I would say
Mm.
resistance and some space.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, can you find the one who feels that way?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You don't sound very confident.
Well, it's a gray area.
Okay, then. Could you welcome all that you would consider gray area?
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
Hmm. Well, let me just check with you. Is it possible that those are thoughts or sensations or feelings?
The possible there's stuff. Yes, definitely.
Mhm. Right. And do you always feel this way or does this change?
Changes.
Well, then, respectfully, how could that be you? There's a you that experiences these things, but they come and go.
Yeah.
Right. So could you allow yourself just for now to rest as that which is always and never change?
I don't really think I can get into that part so far. I'd rather circle back to feeling the resistance. That felt more, that felt richer.
Well, let's do that then. Sure. Just notice what's here at this moment
If that makes
in the
sense.
body. Hmm? And notice the resistance to that. Very simple.
Yeah.
And shall we go back and forth? Just notice what's here. Notice
Yeah.
resist. Notice what's here
Yeah.
and notice resist.
Yeah.
Notice what's here. And notice resist. A question for you, which of
Yeah.
these two is more uncomfortable? What's here or the resist?
Resistance. Resistance.
Could you welcome both at once, the resistance and also what is here? Just open to them both as best you can. And also breathe. And could you open even more to what is, as well as any resistance to what is, just as best you can. Breathe it.
Yeah.
And when I say breathe, of course, I'm talking about deep, slow breaths because those help to move. Breathe up anything that's here and the resistance. And then check and see, is there really any distinction between the two, or are they kind of melting into each other?
Um, No, we're still separate. Yeah.
Still separate. Okay. So then, could you just give permission to that resistance? It's here anyway. Would you give it permission to be like just for now?
Yeah.
And then, just as best you can, could you let go of wanting that to mean anything?
Yeah. Definitely right.
And would you let go?
Yeah.
And when?
Right now.
Mm. And could you open yourself up to being love, perfect, trueness, whole? And just notice that's here all the time anyway. Could you give it permission?
Yeah.
Could you just,
Can you actually see that last one again, please?
sure, of course, yes, notice what's here. And could you simply allow that to be perfect, whole, complete, enough, just like, and just for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how's that?
Like here's.
Would that be enough for now, or is there anything else?
Yep. Definitely. Great. Thank you very much.
Good to see you again. Okay, Michael. Thanks for
Sure.
stopping by. Lisa, hello. Good to see you. Would you like to unmute?
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely, yes.
Cool.
Everything's working right. Yeah.
um yeah, I would love some extra support. The last releases have been great. And I just moved again yesterday and I'm like everything it's kind of like it's it was like, oh, this all seems like right and in good flow. And then it's in an apartment building and the person upstairs is quite loud through the night.
Oh,
And
of course.
and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. So you've got a bowling alley upstairs. Is that the deal?
a little bit. And I literally like my nervous system cannot I cannot move again.
Oh,
I cannot. It's like I can't. No.
so all that's coming up right now, could you give that permission to be here just for now?
Yes, I can.
And would you give it permission to be here just for
Yes, I can.
now? And when?
Now.
Okay. And check and see, could you invite this even just a little bit more? Even just a bit more.
Are you sure?
Or if you choose, would you like to resist it? That's also another.
No,
Oh,
no.
well, up to you. Up to you.
Yes, I can invite it more.
Yes. And did it get horrible or even worse?
It's like been months of like incessant tears.
Hmm. Yes. Months of incessant. And is there any resistance to these tears?
Yeah,
No. Okay.
even still.
Even still. Yeah. So if there has been resistance to tears, could you invite that now if that's here?
I can.
And allow that to be here too, if that's what's
Yes, I can.
And does it feel personal?
Yes,
Just maybe.
just maybe yes. Yeah. Yeah, like I missed something.
You're
I'm
not
missing
doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Everybody else is cool, but not doing it the right way. Right.
Which is not kindness, and I also understand that's in a very dualistic point of view, good, bad.
Well, okay. And then on top of that, we have to also add the fact that, shouldn't you know better? Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Shouldn't you be farther along? Shouldn't you?
Yes. That's
Right.
it feels very kicked up,
There you go.
very active.
There you go. Then, can you find the one who feels that way?
There are memories, there are images, there's the body, there's the voice.
Right. Is any of that you actually, or are you that which is
Ooh.
aware of the
Ooh.
memories,
Ooh.
the body?
I have been like, I think more identifying as a body, thinking that's what I am. So
Okay. And then here comes the shoulds and the shouldn'ts, because
okay, I shouldn't identify that way.
no, of course not. No, I mean, come on, this right? But notice that that's just a reflex, isn't it? I mean, do you have a sense of what I'm saying?
Of
Well,
identifying as a body is a
absolutely.
reflex.
Sure. It's just
yeah. Oh yeah, since time immemorial.
Right, exactly. And then,
Yeah.
because you feel these things, then along comes that other reflex, which is you should, you shouldn't, it's that sense of self, right?
The sense of self that kind of piqued my ears.
Oh.
Sense of self. Not a set. You didn't say not a self, a sense of self.
The sense of self. Yes. I didn't say the reality of self. I said the sense.
No. Yeah,
Right.
it touched something. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is yeah, maybe there's a should on this to should not have this kind of question, but it's like, okay, so like if in the ultimate space this is all God and there's all the raw fucking role playing and things, like why I don't understand like why God would like choose pain. I don't understand that.
Yeah. That's a hard one.
Beingness, whatever synonyms we're using.
Well, yeah, beingness, love. Why would love offer pain as a possibility?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. I have to agree with you on that.
I don't understand.
Truly. Yeah. Well, in that case, I guess then we have to sit here together and figure it all out. Yeah.
Right. At least all of it, at least most of it, or most to all. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm also having resistance to my current job, which
Oh.
I've only been in for a few months. It's like the rose-colored glasses are coming off, or like there's less wanting like the wanting approval is like wearing away more.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. What? Yeah, like what is happening? Like what did I get myself into? What is this?
Well, it started off with, oh, I need a job. Oh,
Yes.
I've got a job. Oh, I don't know if I can do it, but I'll
Yes.
try. Oh, I'm doing it. I fit in here. Oh, but this comes with a lot of crap, doesn't it?
Yes.
So you're at that stage, huh?
Yes. And I don't know if I fit, and I don't feel that I fit in.
Oh.
I'm a good faker. I mean, I used to do theater, so I'm a good actress.
Oh.
Yeah, so I know how to like put the clothes on and like play a role and shit. I can play a role, and maybe I've just been playing a role, and like there's just the word you used earlier, like this mask is coming off, and I'm like,
whoa. And you're the only one that's doing this.
yeah. No. No, trying something new and seeing that maybe it's not the truest fit. Like I don't think this is the truest fit.
Well, but does it have to be?
I have high standards.
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Then.
Well, that is what you're pointing to.
Yeah.
Is the looking and the seeking. It's like the seeking for something that's better fit or more from my heart or more better, right?
Well, but what if this, and by this, I mean the entire situation, Lisa in a job that doesn't quite fit, Lisa moving into an apartment with a bowling alley overhead, right? Tears that come up forever and ever and ever. What if all of this is actually okay? Just for now.
The different perspective. What if it's actually okay? So that's the letting go of wanting to change it.
Yeah. One of my favorite teachers, aside from Harold Dwoskin, is Dr. David Hawkins. And one thing he said, which I just love, he said, well, if we could fix all the problems of the world, if we could make a perfect world, we'd have to go somewhere else to learn.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very Buddhist perspective. Also, like we're in like the right it's the right realm for learning and churning.
Yeah, well, yes. Boy, I tell you, I do know what it feels like to have loud neighbors. I've definitely had those situations. Don't now, thank God.
Right.
Been through that, definitely. And as
Yeah.
far as shitty jobs go, well, I think everybody understands perfectly well what you mean by that. You know,
Yeah.
and of course, as you know, I'm sure there are plenty of people who would just love to have a shitty job, at least, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh,
was out of work for 6 months.
oh God, you want to go back to that, huh?
No, that I don't. You're right. It's okay. So what I also heard you say is I really haven't like kind of shown myself or like kind of given myself approval in some ways with these pieces. You know, being kind to myself and go, as you said, wow, after 6 months, like I landed in a decent for in the world, a decent job.
Well, you're getting paid. I
I
mean,
am.
for a lot of us, boy, you know.
I am.
Yeah. Well, then,
Thank you.
whoop. Just 1 second there. So, right there in the center of all of this mess, is it possible there is wholeness, there's perfection, completeness, even with all of this going on?
Yes, it is possible.
Oh, and could you open yourself even further, just as best you can, to that possibility?
We can.
Huh? And I like what you said before. You said maybe you're just giving yourself the approval you deserve. Is that right?
Yeah, because the habit is just to be putting myself down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not enough. It's not enough. I'm not enough.
Well,
This habit.
let's dig into that a little bit. So that habit, what do you suppose the purpose of it is, or the intention of it is? Where is it pointing? Is it pointing towards your best interest, your better good, trying to help?
Oh,
I mean, it may be kind of a, chainsaw, but you catch me?
I mean, yeah, maybe in a twisted way. It's
Exactly.
possible. It could be love and love in disguise.
Sure. I mean,
Yeah, it's just possible.
right. Well, it's that voice that steps up always and says, no, this isn't right. That's not right. You're not doing this right.
You're right.
Right.
Uh, paralyzing. Paralyzing.
Paralyzing.
Yeah, that voice.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, first of all, let's just ask, is that voice you, or are you simply aware of the voice? Can you turn it on and off?
No, I am not that voice. In when I don't feel internally strong, I just listen to it and follow it.
Well, but
Yeah.
so the intention may be a little bit distorted. The intention is
Probably to keep me safe. Yeah.
right. So, and notice all the energy that goes into that voice. Oh, it can be
So much
very,
energy.
oh my God, it can be loud. It can be pushy.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, then could you match that with love? Just
Nice.
all of that intensity of energy really is pushing in the direction of your best good. Could you meet that with love? Just recognize it for what it is. That's really all you do. It's like, oh, wow. That's really just love trying to push through in some way. And all you
Yeah.
have to do is just that recognition completes the circuit and allows it to be what it really is. Lester.
Yes. I
Lester.
could go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. This is your process. Yeah. Lester used to call this squaring all with love. And it's a very simple thing, but anything that we feel, if you invite it, reveals itself as love. Because that's the truth at the core of the whole thing. Really is love. It may be a little bit gimpy. It may be kind of a chainsaw, not really helpful, but yeah, trying. That's the intention. That's the core of it. But the other thing, let's just do this all together as a group. It's a very, very simple thing. Could you just give yourself approval for no reason? For no reason. Just do it. See if it happens. Could you give yourself a big dose of approval just for being here? Could you?
Yes.
And everybody else in the call and everybody listening and watching the recording, just notice if you invite approval, just give yourself approval. Here it comes. Allow that feeling of approval. Why not? Could you just give yourself approval? You can. See? And could you offer yourself just a little more approval? Even more? Why not? Hmm? Do you need a reason?
No.
So why not some more? Could you approve of yourself even just a bit? Why not? If you can, why wouldn't you? And just breathe it up and just notice the body's reaction. Ooh. Could you approve of yourself just a little? And just feel it in the body. And could you invite even more approval? And even more. And notice the silence, the stillness, the peace. Isn't it delicious? How's that? I see that Lisa has muted. That's okay. Ooh, it is feeling like time. 21 minutes after the hour. Not a problem, I think. Unless anybody else wants to step up, and I will invite you, I think we just might be finished with the call. Couple things to point out, though. You can offer yourself approval at any time, and you don't need a reason. It just comes. You invite it. It's true. Try it for yourself. I think that's a really wonderful place to stop. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, and I'll see you all next time. And I thank you very much for showing up. And